So this is the next victim on Big Block Nation. We have ourselves a 98 Chevy dually with an L29 454 that needs a motor. So we're hauling it to the shop. We got to do a motor swap. So this truck belongs to a really good friend of mine who I have known since high school. It is his work truck. By work truck, I mean this truck usually has a trailer behind it. It's never been sitting on a trailer before in its life. And it hauls hay. This truck keeps the ranch and all the cattle alive. And it's been dead for a while. Motor's toast. Not sure what's wrong with it, but thankfully he unbolted 90% of it for us. And he's unbolting the other one in another truck. So we are doing a factory 454 swap on this 98 dually. And I love my dualies. I'm such a dually fan. I don't care what it is. If it's dually, I like it. So, motor time. We gotta pressure wash this thing off before it goes in the shop. Let it thaw out. And tomorrow we're going to start doing a motor swap. And at the same time, we are doing a motor swap on that. It is out. We got the beast out of the hole. So now we are going to put this on the engine stand and tear the top end all off of it. I actually thought I had a rear main seal leaking. Apparently not. I do not know if it's the valve cover gasket because with all the lift, the cross member for the transmission's dropped down a bit. So I don't know, is all that oil leaking backwards kind of because the engine leans back? Is it coming out of the distributor? It's just everywhere. So I'm not sure. I had done an oil pan gasket on this, thinking that it was the rear main seal, and nope, there's no oil in that area. So anyway, we're gonna set it on the stand and tear it apart, see what we got, see if it is what I was told it is. So we have a 3999289, which according to Google is a 72 to 75 2-bolt or 4-bolt main big block. The whopping 270 or 275 horse, depending on which article you're reading. But I know this one's already been built, so it's not a stock block. It is a 4-bolt main because I've had the oil pan off. So at least we know what we're dealing with. Next, we're going to tear all the chrome off it. Get this thing apart. I want to know. We want to check all the compression, and I want to know what's inside. I want to know what's inside. So I think I know what's wrong with this motor. There seems to be a Budweiser beer can wedged between the frame and the exhaust. I think we got to pull the motor out to get to it. So we got a big old mess going on. It's actually really nice to have a flat deck in the shop so you can lay all the parts out, clean all the parts up for new gaskets and stuff like that. So having a flat deck is really handy for this. So we are going through all the parts, trying to figure out what's what, where's all the bolts, all that kind of stuff. Because this truck has been dead, we'll say, for at least 2 years, sitting out in the snow, getting rated for parts regularly. So right now we're trying to piece together the parts collection. And the other motor is on its way here right now. But the motor is out. And we have that one all apart. We have a bunch of comp cam roller rockers. All the chrome stuff's off. Time to tear the top end off. Send them in. I have to point this out. This is one of the little details that bugs me. And that's what we're doing, is talking about all the little details on Big Block Nation. So this is a Performance World chrome alternator. It is a Chevy alternator, a 1-wire alternator. And if this is made for old Chevys, my question is, why is that a metric nut? This is the only metric nut on my entire 78 Jimmy. And that just bugs me. I don't want any metric on this truck. So that is something that I do not understand. Why, if you are making these for Chevy small blocks and big blocks, is that metric? Just so you guys know, Performance World is clearly an offshore brand, and they are made in metric. Well, this morning we are on the hunt for OBS parts. Lots of bolts. Mainly we're looking for bolts. And there's no shortage of OBS Chevys in this yard. There's even an ice cream truck. Cool J's ice cream truck. I wonder if that was LL Cool J's truck. There's the old Suburban 454 that's still not alive. Poor truck. We'll get to it one day. That's another L29 454 sitting there. Lots of fun stuff around here. There it is. We better have a look. Oh boy. This is a 61 Biscayne. This is one of the first cars I did body and paint on when I got out of body and paint school in 1995 for my friend. And we were young. We weren't quite sure what we were doing back then. I was just fresh out of school. But this is one of the next builds coming in. This is the car that's getting a 1970 Chevelle SS 454 motor. And it's a 4-speed car. I'm really excited to get this one in the shop. A chance to rectify it. We did a charcoal metallic gray. And the quarters all look pretty rust-free. I think the rockers need a little work, but a 61 Biscayne. I can't wait to get to this thing to the shop. It's so awesome. What a cool, mean body style. In those trees, behind that John Deere tractor, is a little green cab. And that is a 47 to 55 cab for my, not a Chevy, but a GMC. And from what I understand, the GMC doors are totally different than Chevy ones. You have to have GMC doors, but I've never actually found out myself. I'm hoping to one day pull that out and try it out and see what the difference is. And there's a Bel Air sitting back there behind a Nova. Oh, hang on. I missed one. Got ourselves a Camaro. I think that's around 78 to 81 Z28. Lots of square bodies. I believe that Pontiac Laurentian will be coming in. That thing has a crate motor in it. Really like to get that one going again. Oh, a Ford Tempo. It's super clean, but that's got a good e-brake in it. And we got a Camaro. We get to play with that one day. This is the one that the motor just came out of for the dually that's in the shop. So let's head to the shop and go play with a dually and see if we can get that thing finished today. That's not a good start to your morning. So we have approximately a month and a half until March is here. And then the lake over there will not be frozen anymore. We can get on it and have some fun. Ooh, we got a great big wide load coming at us. I happen to have a 1970 Mustang Fastback sitting up here in the bushes somewhere that somebody gave me, and I've never seen it. I don't quite exactly know where it is in the trees, and I believe it's just a shell. Doesn't have all the suspension. There's no powertrain, no interior. And if somebody's giving you a 1970 Mustang, I'm pretty sure it's very rotten. That's why I haven't raced down to get it yet, but we'll get it one day. We are back at the shop. We have this thing all torn down. The heads have already been dropped off and are getting built over the next couple of days. So now I can clean this thing up and make it look all new again. Everything's in really good shape, cylinder walls, pistons, absolutely no issues, so that's good. They all had compression. I wasn't worried about the bottom end because I know this was built by Progressive Automotive. They have a very good name around here. So, on to the next stage. They said it'd be about 2 to 3 days before I get heads back. That gives me 2 to 3 days to clean it up. And we have a big block almost all bolted in and everything bolted together. We are waiting on a starter because on these starters, right there where the little wire is supposed to go, the shaft has broken off. And same thing on that one. They just get corroded and rusty, and as soon as you take the nut off, they just snap. So we could try and repair it, but for $77, we can have another starter. No point in trying to repair it. So we wait till tomorrow to get a starter, and then we can flash that up. But that is it for Big Block Nation today. It is Thursday night, and we are now waiting on parts. So that means we get to move on to something else.